television title. He's the TV champion right now. He will be going against an opponent right here today.
That is big in itself, but we've got something even bigger. You know the fact that Jerry the King Lawler, Double J Jeff Jarrett met for the belt that Lawler has strapped around his waist, the Unified World Heavyweight title. Let me tell you, we've got some scenes from that action. Let's take a look at it. Away from the end of it. Jarrett rolls him over. Count of one, count of two, and Lawler just saved his title. Just saved it. 15 seconds to go. We're down to 15. I don't believe we're going to have a winner. Turns him over. Reverses that neck breaker. Bring it, Bob. Jarrett fought valiantly. A 60-minute draw, and the bell returns to the king, Jerry Lawler. That's exactly what happened, and what an outcome that was. With that big draw, I got to tell you, Dave, it was exciting all the way down the line.
Oh, and action all the way there. I tell you what, though, we got some action here today because a return match has been signed.
For right here in this studio, in just a few moments, you're going to be seeing the King put that title on the line against Double J, Jeff Jarrett. We will have that world heavyweight bout. We've got standby matches. We've got a live interview scheduled with the Cyberpunks. In addition to that, we'll be running down the Bill Dundee story over the past few weeks. All of that, we better get going right now. I'll be back in just one moment. Okay, we're going to the ring here in just a moment to pick up our first TV title defense, and this is something that's going to be a major regular feature every week, Dave.
That's right. It's sort of the luck of the draw. Everyone who wants a chance at the TV title had the name put in a hat, and the name has been drawn, and Jesse James Armstrong will be defending against that challenger here in just moments. Corey is already standing by in the ring, and as soon as the opponents get here, we'll be ready to go. Oh, here they come.
Let's go to the ring, and Corey Macklin. Corey.
Okay, fellas, we're ready for the one fall, a 10-minute time limit. It is the USWA television title on the line today. Introducing the challenger by the luck of the draw, coming in at a weight of 239 pounds. Wrestling out of Lexington, Tennessee, Dangerous Doug Gilbert. And his opponent today, he is the USWA television champion, wrestling out of Marietta, Georgia, 253 pounds, Jesse James Armstrong. Downtown Bruno is the official referee. Over to Lance and Dave, and I think you all have a guest over there with you, huh?
I wouldn't exactly classify it as a guest, but sitting on our desk is Wildfire Tommy Rich.
No, I'm looking pretty today, hey, Lance.
Oh, you're just gorgeous, Tommy.
It's going to be our lucky day. You watch Dangerous Doug here with fixing to win the TV title belt right here today. The Cyberpunks, everybody knows who they are, and we liable to expose them for this day's out.
Well, right now our interest is in the first defense of Jesse James Armstrong holding that USWA TV title, Davey.
Armstrong.
Right there, Lance.
I see Doug Gilbert pulling hair. I see him pulling Jesse James
That's what you're
Armstrong's hair. Is that what you're referring to?
That ain't even hair.
Armstrong fired into the room. Steps over. Gilbert waits for him. Gonna take him over with the arm, but Armstrong plants himself. Oh, Gilbert around behind. That's a good move. The suplex by Doug Gilbert. But he doesn't follow up with it. He walks around celebrating, gloating a little bit.
There you go.
Doesn't have to follow up. Well, okay, we'll see.
You know, there's all kind of things going on in this USWA right now. I mean, everything's going crazy. And today, like I said, Dangerous Doug's going to be the new TV champion.
Well, that's why this match is underway as it is right now, Tommy. And Doug Gilbert at the moment having the upper hand over the TV champ, Jesse James Armstrong. Diagonal whip right across the ring, and Doug held up, and he ran into a Bigfoot.
He turned around too quick. He thought he had outsmarted Jesse James Armstrong, but he had not. Look out, Armstrong up on the rope. Tommy Rich shaking the ropes.
You're lying. You're lying.
Lying, everybody saw it on TV.
Boy, I tell you.
Gilbert on for the cover. Looks like maybe Armstrong reverses it on him. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count for him. Thought Armstrong had pulled a hamstring. He may have. He's still hanging on. Doug Gilbert puts him down to the mat.
What's going to happen to the Cyberpunks, too? We'll have to rip them masks off, and them never get to wrestle here.
A cover by Doug Gilbert. 1, 2. Armstrong breaks the cover at the count of 2.
Jesse James was on the top rope as he was getting ready to come off on Doug Gilbert when Wildfire Tommy Rich rushed over, grabbed the leg, pulled him down. He hit the top line. Yeah.
I'll cheat to beat nobody, that's for sure.
As a matter of fact, you don't most of the time. Why do you choose to do it?
Why?
You've got all the talent to... Jesse James out with a right hand.
Miss, Lance, look there. Why don't the referee DQ that?
Doug Gilbert laced him with that foot.
Man, he popped him. Armstrong was coming into the corner after him, and boom! He ran right into that boot of Doug Gilbert.
The party's over before it got started.
Now Doug using the ropes and his boot to choke.
Maybe a
Jesse
little
James
premature,
Armstrong.
Tommy. Pardon
Yeah,
me. Dave.
that's all right. I understand with a Wildfire Tommy Rich sitting here, but after what he did earlier, I'm glad he's sitting here instead of over there interfering in the match. Again.
Gilbert again runs into it. A big clothesline, running clothesline.
Off the ropes. Jesse James Armstrong dumps him over the back. This time it's Jesse James who celebrates a little bit. Out of the mat he goes. Tommy Rich jumps into the ring. That's going to be a disqualification on Doug Gilbert. Jesse James Armstrong successfully defends the TV championship by disqualification here, but now it's 2 against 1. Wildfire Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert both working on Armstrong.
Rich helping Gilbert as he spikes Armstrong in that pile driver. They've already had a disqualification ordered by the referee, so Gilbert loses it. And now Tommy's
I think he said something about if he tries that again, probably referring to the pile driver, he's going to get him suspended.
So, defending his title and winning by disqualification, Jesse James Armstrong. Dave, we've had not just like we need Tommy Rich in here to be disrupting things. Bill Dundee came on the scene not too many weeks ago. Let's take a look now at some of the things that have happened with the superstar.
So Willie D jumps on the superstar. Jesse James Armstrong. JCI trying to get him separated. Oh, he's ripping the shirt off of him. Frank Morrell, Randy Hale's trying to stop him. JC White, JCI, Sir Willie D off the deep end here. The superstar. Listen.
No, I'm not. You started this, you fired a weapon on the guy on the dress. No, I should have stunned. I'd buy it out here. I'll go get the place done. You get whatever you want. Get out of here. Get the gun.
That's enough. Now that's enough. Hey, there's no use in this. What? That's enough. Now go on.
Don't you get stuck in this, boy. I used to whoop your brother 20 years ago. And all your brothers. And if it wasn't for him protecting you and everybody else in the USWA, I'd kick you.
Hey, don't bring my family into this. You want to fight? We'll go in the alley and I'll fight you. And don't bring my friend. Ain't nobody protecting me now.
Yeah, he is. No, you ain't worth it, either one of you.
Oh, my gosh.
If you will just do your job and be a man and walk out and talk to that whole busload of people who want and believe in Bill Dundee being here and believe they're just right out in the parking lot. If you'll just walk out and talk to them with me, if you don't believe what they're saying, Randy, I'll just get in the bus with them and drive away. And I won't cause you any more trouble. Just give me 2 minutes of your time, please.
Oh, I've told
Randy
you before,
Hales
this is from a point you
seeing
pulled when you
no
came up here and
busload
Lawler
of
told me
fans that
having you
she
back here.
challenged him to go out and talk to, and he
I'm going to tell you this face to face. 20 years ago, when you used to run around Jonesboro and Jackie Fargo and told you you had little Jerry Jarrett and me and Eddie Marlin used to let you sell pictures. None of them liked you. Fargo used to be Pally running that George Gillis lookalike off. You get in the car, you take your seat in here and get out of here. You get out of here. I ain't. He ain't. Hey, hey, get out of here, Dundee. I'm telling you. Get out of here. You ain't said something there with that wolf. I'm just saying. No, I'm telling you right now, Dundee. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to.
I've heard you run your mouth, and I am here to accept your challenge. But unlike the situation with Wolfie D, there will be no knife in your hand, and there will be no people in between us. It will be just you and I in the ring, and we will find out who the better man is.
Wait a minute! Fire comes rolling out here. Jumps on Dundee. Turns it off. Can we get some help out here and see if we can get this broken up? Bill Dundee battling away with fire out here in the middle of the floor. Here comes Jesse James Armstrong, David Haskins.
Pulled a knife over the top rope. What a move! What an aerial move onto the Superstar. This has actually escalated up into the top of Louisville Gardens, up the top of Section 20. The security personnel trying to keep the crowd back. Fire and the Superstar have been going at it continuously. The match has been over for some time, and oh my goodness, he comes down these hard stairs. The Superstar and Cyberpunk Fire still at each other. Joe Wheeler, Ice trying to get up there. Every wrestler in the building's trying to keep it. Oh, the Superstar, big fall out here onto the concrete. My goodness gracious.
I got to tell you, there's never a dull moment with the Superstar Bill Dundee around, and it has been quite a thing between Bill Dundee and the Cyberpunks who are holding the USWA tag titles. It has been nothing but one right after the other, and Dundee is right in the center of all of the controversy that has been happening, right from that busload of fans that came in here incident that took place at the studios. Well, I'm sure that's not the end of it. There will be plenty more to go. We are going to have today, we're supposed to have the first live interview with the Cyberpunks that we've had since they came onto the scene in the USWA. The lights go out. And we may have the end of the show right here as we're without any electricity. Boy, they drop in from anywhere. Here they are, Cyberpunks, Fire, and Ice. And I have got to ask you right now, you've got a first blood match coming up, Fire, with Bill Dundee.
But you pulled one out after me. Nice shit. Well, this week, it's going to be just a little bit different. I'm going to take all the blood, I'm going to take all the glory, and someone's going to have to take you out of a stretcher.
Well, there you are, Bill. You hear it from Fire, and that's not all of the action it's going to be. We've got U.S. Tag Title defense coming up in a rugged situation, Ice. Holders of those tag titles. And we'll take time out right now and be back with more great action coming up in a moment.
Hey, here we are right here we are just kind of waiting for the superstar, Bill Dundee, to make an appearance. Bill was, we showed you a little bit earlier, and really causing a lot of problems. I mean, let's just be blunt about it. And adding to the problem is Samantha, who's accompanied right now. As if it weren't enough, all the things that have gone in the past, there was a match in which the band, which you had lost in an earlier match, was at stake against your retiring. And you were pretty close to retiring. Matter of fact, we've got some videotape. Why don't we just... Yes, we do.
We don't want to watch this, Dave.
Yes, we do. We want to watch this videotape. Fans, watch along with us. And, Bill, feel free to make any comment to defend yourself any way you think you can here.
Right here. He done hit me with a hammer or something way earlier on. Most guys would have been knocked out. Look at them punches. But what... Sam, tell him why I wasn't knocked out.
You know why, Dave?
Well, I know what you're going to say, but why?
Because he's the man.
Yeah, well, the man looks like he's in trouble here to me.
Well, most normal men would be.
Hammer. Cyberpunk Fire has him back in the corner.
Fire. Wolfie D. Wolfie D. Now, look at this. An illegal stuff.
What's illegal about it? Referee down on the mat. There's Samantha. Keep in mind, Samantha running around ringside.
No, he grabbed that.
She threw the towel in. You threw the towel in. The match is over. And now. And now, what does he have on his hand, and where did it come from? He has a chain wrapped around his right fist. He nailed Cyberpunk Fire with it. How do you defend that? You're not defending it, Bill. We saw exactly what happened. Samantha throws in the towel. Fire obviously thinks the match is over because you've thrown the towel in. Well, and even after that, then she passes that chain in and you nailed him with it.
Well, that's all under the bridge. Just let me ask you this. The first tape they showed, Wolfie D charged through the door in Louisville, jumped on me, tore my shirt off my back. Then every time you have seen a son, either Wolfie D or the Cyberpunk has been jumping on me, right? And everybody's trying to make me the bad guy.
But why is he jumping on you? It's because of things that you have perhaps done in the past.
I'll tell you why, because he shouldn't be here, because Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich beat him, and Jimmy Dundee and Wolfie D ought to be gone. And all I did was try to explain that to the people, and he comes charging through the door and wants to beat me up, and I'm the bad guy.
Well, we just saw the videotape, and, you know,
Well, let me tell you this, brother. This Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, you gonna walk the aisle, I gonna walk the aisle, and one of us ain't coming back till we're bleeding. Well, you take a good look at this face, brother. It's been around a long time, and Lawler's pounding on it, and anybody else in the wrestling business is pounding on it, and I'm still here. And if you think a punk like you is gonna get me bleeding and win the match, you are wrong, Cyberpunk, Wolfie D, whatever you want to call yourself. That hooch coming off this week, and Randy Hill's going to fire you, Sam. Let's go.
Well, we'll find out. I remind you who drew first blood last time, though. Last time it was Cyberpunk Fire who drew first blood.
Okay.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I was just going to say that last Monday night we had plenty of action down at the Mid-South Coliseum. And for those of you who are unable to be there, let's take a look at the major bouts that are coming up that took place last Monday.
And the grudge match we were just talking about, Dundee, the winner over Cyberpunk Fire, but you saw exactly how that occurred. Moondog Rules match, 8-man tag team, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, Moondogs, and Jesse James Armstrong getting the victory over Men on a Mission, Reggie B. Fine, and Brickhouse Brown. And then that big main event in which the King was going against Double J, Jeff Jarrett. You saw highlights of it a little bit earlier. It was a draw. They went 60 minutes. What a match. Rematch coming up here a little bit later on.
Yes, sir. We've got it right here on TV, and we'll be getting to that in just one moment. Do want to tell you that Monday night, the action and fun continues at the Mid-South Coliseum. 7:30 is the bell time down there, and I know you want to be there for 6 outstanding bouts that are going to be up. Advance tickets are on sale at the Mid-South Coliseum and the Ticketmaster location. Here's the way it goes in the opening bout. The Headbangers will be taking on the team of Jesse James Armstrong and Sean Williams.
Then the USWA ladies title match. Then this one, though, Bill Dundee is going to be banned from ringside. Samantha interfered in his match last time. Well, Bill helped out in her championship match, too. Samantha does hold the belt right now, but Miss Texas trying to take it back.
USWA tag team title bout when the Cyberpunks Fire and Ice will be defending against Tommy Wildfire Rich and Dangerous Doug Gilbert. What a battle that one will be.
A grudge match, but with Moondog rules. Look out anytime that's the case. Men on a mission, Mabel and Mo, will be going against the Moondogs, Spot and Rover.
And then, as we were talking and Dave was talking with Bill Dundee, the First Blood match, when superstar Bill Dundee will be going against Cyberpunk Fire, and the First Blood will signify the winner of the match right then and there.
And the main event of the night, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, the Unified World title will be on the line. Whoever wins the title today, either the King, Jerry Lawler, if he retains the title, or Double J, Jeff Jarrett, if he's able to win it today, whoever is the champion Monday night will defend it against Too Sexy Brian Christopher. What a night coming up.
The road continues tough for that champion. We hope maybe you'll be down at the Coliseum Monday night. 7:30 is the time. Get your tickets today, and you can pick them up at the Coliseum or at Ticketmasters. We'll be looking for you there. We've still got that title match coming up in just a moment.
Jerry Lawler, I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. It's time for a new top dog around the USWA, and after today, oh, it ain't no threat, it's a promise. Double J is the new top dog.
You know, Jeff Jarrett, you had 1 hour this past week to get the job done, and you came up just a little bit short. I know you've been hoping, you've been praying, you've been dreaming of someday wearing this Unified World Heavyweight Championship belt around your waist. Just like I told you last week, there's only one thing standing in your way. There's only one thing keeping you from doing that, and that's me. And I know you didn't dream that I had an hour-long match left in me, but I got another one today if you want it, pal.
Coming up today here on USWA Championship Wrestling, a special time limit for TV time, Unified World Heavyweight Title match. Right here today on USWA Championship Wrestling, referee Frank Morrell, the official referee for this bout, introducing the challenger, making his way into the ring now. Coming in today at a weight of 233 pounds, out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And his opponent, coming to the ring area, the current holder of the Unified World Heavyweight title, coming in at a weight of 235 pounds, wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee, the champion, the King, Jerry Lawler. Frank Morrell, the official referee, a special television time as the Unified World Heavyweight title is on the line right here today. Over to my buddies Lance Russell and Dave Brown.
Okay, Corey, the senior referee of the USWA, Frank Morrell, assigned to this Unified World Heavyweight title as Lawler defends against Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Going to be a good one, Dave.
Oh, it should be. Let's right off the bat do a disclaimer and a technicality, though. When you have a special match like this one, we have commercial breaks we'll have to get in. We may cut away from time to time, but then we'll be rejoining everything as we come back. That is, you know, we'll just see how things develop as the time goes on. With a special TV time limit, and especially considering past history, this one could go a long time.
We have standby matches scheduled in the event that there is some time left over, but we're planning on devoting, based on the experience of these guys, we're devoting the rest of the show to watching this Unified World Heavyweight title. Lawler and Jarrett. Woo!
You know, last time they went a full hour, and the match ended in a draw, and I was thinking, you know, of what a battle these guys went through and how unsatisfying with that there was no winner. But then I got to think about it. Actually, there was a winner, and I guess you would have to say the winner was Lawler because he retains the belt. He is still champion. Now Jeff Jarrett has to figure out what he is going to do to take that belt away. You've got to beat the King in order to get the belt.
Wondering if Jeff has, following up on your train of thought there, Dave, if Jeff has thought of anything new. We'll be finding it out here as this match goes along. Both able Jeff, interestingly enough, Lawler was the idol for Jeff as he was growing up and watching it. And this is more of that old theme of teacher-pupil type thing, Dave.
Well, and also for me, of course, in seeing both of these guys from the beginnings of their career develop into the world caliber wrestlers that each has become over the years. Now to have them in the ring right here with a world title on the line is quite exciting.
Backdrop as Jarrett came out of the turnbuckles and Lawler put him over and down on the back. Remember this, every time that he hits there, you wonder if it's going to re-trigger that injury that put him out of action. And the reason why he was forced to give up the title was because it was determined he was going to be unable to wrestle within the 30-day time period, which proved to be exactly true. And, of course, now Jeff has to come back in. But to the credit of the King, Dave, he said, day that he is ready, he gets first crack back at that title after Jerry had picked it up in that tournament.
Absolutely. And then to come back just not that many days later, the King had 30 days to sign a challenge, to sign a defense, rather, and to give Jeff yet another rematch. After the 1 hour time limit, just a few days later, again, shows what kind of champion he is.
The pride flows deep within the King, as I think you said it was right after that draw that they had. There was really no satisfaction out of it. It's like that old line, it's like kissing your sister, and neither one of them came away with much satisfaction out of it. And so the King said, yeah, I'll give you a rematch, and here they are, right in our studios on program number 1001. What a way to kick off the second 1,000.
That's true. They took it off the middle of the ring. Lawler comes up with the left hand. Caught Jeff Jarrett by surprise. Jeff got out of the ring. Lawler grabs him before he can get too far away, pulls him back in. Lawler jumps him over the back. Jeff Jarrett holding onto the small of the back, over to the ropes, leans outside. Referee Frank Morrell tells Lawler to back away from him. What about the fist, says Jeff Jarrett. Frank Morrell warns Lawler about it.
Warning from both of the wrestlers from the referee. Keep the fist open. I'm not really sure that's going to do a whole lot of good.
I'm not either. I mean, you know, when the action gets going and the world title is on the line, you may see a fist fly from either side.
King backing Double J into the ropes. The referee calling for a break. Lawler reaches up, grabs the arm, whips across, misses with that swinging clothesline, but Jarrett does not. He tagged the champion solid, put him down on the mat, and Lawler takes refuge back in the corner to get himself righted here for just a moment. Jarrett, realizing that he's got a little advantage going, trying to move right in on him. Now they're back out toward the center of the ring.
When one wrestler has the momentum, he wants to keep the momentum. Sort of like a basketball coach that will call timeout at an appropriate time to break the momentum the other team has going. That's what Lawler was doing right there.
Whoa. From our vantage point here, and we had a good one because that angle was turned right toward us. Jeff Jarrett reached up and grabbed the hair and jerked Lawler right off his feet. Well, it's kind of like the fist, Dave. Like you said, whatever it takes, that's what we may be seeing.
Yeah, I think ideally we would like to see no rules violated. The fact of the matter is you got a couple of rugged wrestlers here, both, let's be honest, who know how to violate a rule or two.
Right.
And the world title, the big one, is on the line.
Oh, Lawler, without a question of a doubt, grabbed the blonde locks of Double J and jerked him right off the feet. And you can hear the crowd responding as Lawler says, who, me? As a matter of fact, Dave, I'm going back to a statement you made just a moment ago. I don't know, maybe we'd like to see a rule, just a little one, violated every now and then. And a little excitement in there.
Well, I tell you, that one almost brought the crowd to their feet when that one happened.
Yep.
They were watching closely. Lawler has a fist doubled up. Jeff Jarrett remembers getting hit by a fist a little bit earlier in the match, so he leaned outside the ring. I heard him yell at Frank Burrell, "Hey, watch for that fist."
And as Dave said, we'll be taking breaks throughout the remainder of the program today, however long it goes. And we'll be returning to this championship title match as Lawler trying to get Jarrett to get out at a little test of strength. He accepts, and he turns it over, and there's that fist he was looking out for. Had one hand tied up and lashed him with his.
I think a little misdirection there by Jerry Lawler. That's twice he's hit him with a left fist. I think Jeff is expecting to be hit by a fist. He would expect to be hit by that right hand, but Lawler is popping him with a left when Jeff thinks he has the right hand tied up.
He is so well known for that big pounding right hand. And it's really, we've talked about this before. Everybody, well, most of the older fans know that Jerry Lawler is a superb artist. And his hands are not really that big. But boy, they are connected to a straight line right to that shoulder and down to the foot. And he knows how to throw a big punch. Look at Jarrett talking about big punches. Lawler takes him out and bulldogs him right down in the middle of the ring. The King got fed up with those rights coming in from Jeff.
Jerry was just about in trouble. He took matters into his own hands. We've been talking about having to take a break. Let's do that right now while there's a little bit of a lull in the action. We'll be back with you shortly.
Unified World Heavyweight title continues as the King and champion Jerry Lawler defending against Double J Jeff Jarrett as Lawler takes Jarrett straight up in the air and then dumps him hard on the back. Goes for cover one and two, and Jeff kicks his way out of it.
Both these guys going at each other here today with a unified world title at stake. Head into the turnbuckle. Lawler fires Jarrett in there.
Jerry is even better than he was before we took time out for that break, because after a lecture about using the fist, he and Jeff tangled back up again, and Lawler drew back that right hand, was getting ready to pound Jarrett in the corner with it. The referee grabbed the arm, and when he did, Jeff fired out with a right and nailed Lawler right then and there, and that really made Lawler hot.
Lawler waiting. Jeff Jarrett still down on one knee, asking the referee to keep him back. Jarrett now back up on his feet, but hanging close to the corner. Now he's out of there. Lawler going after him. Go, Jerry, go, says the crowd.
While the crowd is split to some degree, I would think it sounds like that predominantly there are Lawler fans in the studio today.
Yeah, we've heard both Go Jeff Go and Go Jerry Go during this match.
The whip. And Jarrett steps out and really met Lawler coming straight in. Nailed him with that right hand. Now stands him on his ear. Goes for the cover, hooked the leg, but he didn't quite get it hooked, and Lawler was able to kick out of it and broke the count at 2.
Both wrestlers with a 2 count here in the last couple of minutes, but neither able to put the finishing touches on the very difficult count of 3. We've heard wrestlers discuss before. Lawler has explained it as well as anyone. Yeah, I know I've got a 3 count, so I may let the 2 count fall. All I know I got to do is have that shoulder up before number 3 hits the mat. The 3 count is a tough one.
Jarrett manhandling Lawler over into the corner, ripping with the right hand, and the referee starting a count on Jeff as he continues to blast away on the champion with that right, and he snaps the strap. Down it comes. And look at Jeff. He pulls all of his straps down, Dave.
He came in, going to fire a right fist. Lawler blocked him and nailed him with 3 right hands. And Jeff Jarrett is out of the ring. Walking around the ring, down on the floor, the King, Jerry Lawler, standing in the middle of the ring. Lawler, the champion, defending the belt. Double J Jeff Jarrett trying to take it away from him, trying to regain the belt that he had to give up because of an injury.
And Jeff, nursing that mouth where he was blasted by the King, slips under the rope, breaks the count. And Lawler said, "You want some more of the fist?" Jeff Jarrett back up, squares off, ties it up. Standing side headlock, Lawler with a right hand cocked. Pow! And he unloaded it. Jarrett staggering now. The referee getting on Lawler about the use of it. And as he said, one more, Jarrett trying to put out. And now throwing Jeff across the ring, straight into referee Frank Morrell. Lawler is covered.
Lawler's yelling for Frank, but you can see Frank is down on the floor, so now Lawler's going to come out here. Help him into the ring. That's going to be... Now, Frank's in position. What is this? Tony Falk has nailed Lawler from behind.
Had a
Where
chain.
Did he come from? Did he have a chain?
Came out of the back, had a chain in his hand, and while Lawler was down on the floor, helping the referee back in so he could get a count, he was pounded with that chain by Tony Falk. And the referee starting to count. He's up to the count of 6. Lawler just around to be counted outside the ring. There's the count of 9, and Lawler rolls underneath to break it. Whoa! Just about counted out as Jeff Jarrett on top. 1, 2, and Lawler kicks out again.
Frank Morrell still doesn't appear to be in very good shape from being hammered out onto the floor, knocked out of the ring. Jeff Jarrett tried for the sunset. 1, 2, only a 2 count as Lawler gets the shoulder up off the mat. Jarrett goes after him again, whips him into the rope. Set. Lawler comes up with an uppercut. The right hand takes Jarrett off his feet. Lawler trying to regain control. Boom with a right hand. That's one way he can do it.
Lawler has dodged 2 bullets. One of them when Tony Falk blasted him outside, put him down, and he just barely got back in right at the 9 count. Then Jeff wisely immediately covered him up, and the referee got to the 2 count, and Lawler was able to get the shoulder up and kick out of it. Now Lawler sails off, drops the right down on Jarrett. He's got him covered, and
well, look at what's wrong with Frank.
Frank Morrell didn't come in for the count as he is holding his chest, and Lawler hops up off of Jarrett, and yeah, we better have somebody come out of here and look. Jarrett slipped in behind Lawler. The referee jumped up and 1, 2, 3. And we have a new unified world heavyweight champion. Double J Jeff Jarrett gets the count, and Lawler is stunned, Dave.
I am too. I'm not sure exactly what I just saw here. I saw Frank Morrell, who appeared to be in incredible distress, holding onto his chest. He's pointing at it right now. Lawler is saying what happened, but he couldn't count when Lawler had Jeff pinned, but then all of a sudden, Jeff has Lawler pinned, and Frank is able to get over there and make the count without any trouble. I was concerned about Frank's situation, the way he grabbed that chest.
Because he had gotten bumped just a little bit earlier.
But he's on his feet, walking out of here under his own power. That's a good sign right there. But the ending of the match, man, I don't know.
But he leaped from the side of the ring where he was holding his chest over when Jeff had Lawler down, and he smacked out a 1, 2, 3, and we have a new unified world heavyweight champion, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. We're going to take our time out for catch our breath, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Boy,
I tell you, we have a new champion. That much is for absolutely certain. We won't get into the rest of it. Corey, a lot of activity coming up. Hey, I want to remind everybody, Monday, that means that we're going to be having that big bout with Double J against Brian Christopher in that main event. We'll get into that a little bit later. I know you've got USWA on tour.
Yeah, but it begins, buddy. It begins Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, 7:30 bell time. Monday night, 7 big matches on the card down at the Coliseum. Hey, coming up Friday night, this Friday night, April 26th, Troy, Tennessee for USWA Wrestling. Obion County Central High School right there in Troy. 7:30 bell time. Look at the card in Troy, Tennessee coming up Friday night. It is a super spectacular card. WWF's Big Vader is signed for the card in Troy. Too Sexy Brian Christopher. Men on a Mission. Jerry the King Lawler. Double J Jeff Jarrett. The Cyberpunks. Tommy Rich. Doug Gilbert. All in Troy, Tennessee coming up Friday night in Troy. Get advance tickets now.
What a card,
to be there,
Corey.
boy. Woo. Coming up in Troy, it's Friday night, Obion County Central High, 7:30 bell time. Get those tickets now so you can be down there in Troy. Coming up Friday night, Saturday, April 27th. Next week, Jonesboro, Arkansas, Earl Bell Community Center. All-Star card in Jonesboro. Advance tickets are on sale as always right down there at the Front Page Cafe. Superstar Bill Dundee, Double J Jeff Jarrett will return to Jonesboro. Been a while since Jeff has been in Jonesboro. Cyberpunks, Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert, Jesse James Armstrong, all in Jonesboro coming up next Saturday, the 27th, Lance.
Friday, May the 3rd, Dyersburg, Tennessee at the Hollis Powell High School, 8 p.m. USWA will be in there, and you better believe that's going to be a fun one, too.
Hey, same night over in Forest City, Arkansas, USWA Wrestling there at the Forest City High School. Same night. That's Friday, May 3rd. Saturday, May 4th. We're over in Paragould.
And Paragould is the fairgrounds location. 7:30 is the time. Put it down, though. That's May the 3rd, a Friday night, Forest City, Arkansas, at the, or make that Saturday, May the 4th. At Paragould at the fairgrounds, 7:30 the time.
Lady Luck Casino Pavilion coming up on Wednesday, May the 8th, Helena, Arkansas. Lady Luck Casino, USWA Wrestling coming up. We'll have more details about this one. Get ready for some wild action down at the Casino Pavilion at Lady Luck on Wednesday, May 8th.
And Friday, May the 10th, Crenshaw, Mississippi at the Crenshaw Gym. Returning to Crenshaw will be the spectacular stars of the USWA. Hope maybe that you're going to make it even more spectacular by being right out there. That's on Friday, May the 10th, Crenshaw, Mississippi.
Hey, also, Lance, coming up tomorrow afternoon, the King Jerry Lawler's Army will be in action, softball action. 1:30 start time tomorrow afternoon. Lawler's Army will be playing a doubleheader against the Neon Mooners. This is to benefit Labana Hospital over here in town. It's at Neon Moon, which is located off Shelby Oaks Drive at Sycamore View. Also a barbecue cook-off, live band on the beach, and it's all free. Free tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 at Neon Moon. That is located off of Shelby Oaks Drive at Sycamore View. Tomorrow, the King Jerry Lawler's Army at 1:30.
Boy, I can tell you one thing. That Neon Moon pitcher better look out, because the Kings will be hot when they get together after what happened here today and losing that title. Big action coming around. USWA on tour, Corey. Guess we'll take time out right now. We've still got plenty of it right here, and we'll be back to it in just a moment. Still more action to go here on 1001. And coming in right now, our first opportunity to talk to the new unified champion, Double J Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, I'm very pleased for you, except one thing. This thing with Frank Morrell. He wouldn't count when Lawler had you covered, and all of a sudden he sails over there and does a 1, 2, 3 like that.
Frank, let's not talk about Frank right now. He's been a close personal friend of mine for a long, long time. I don't know exactly what he's had previous heart trouble. Let's not talk about that, Lance. But let's talk about the new top dog.
Well,
the new top dog. I said last week that Sputnik McGraw was one time a top dog, then it went to Fargo, then it went to the King. Now it's around Double J's waist, the new top dog. I told everybody, I didn't threaten anybody, I just promised everybody that Double J, his time had arrived. Oh, and it sure has, hasn't it, Lance?
Well, you got the belt right there, and that's proof of the pudding.
Proof of the pudding. Oh, Lance, this is a glorious day for Double J. You know, I said it was going to happen. All right, Lawler.
Well, here comes Jerry Lawler out. Let me get in between you two guys. We were just talking about the new champion.
He came out here to congratulate me, I hope.
Well, you can keep on hoping, Jeff. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm sure you're thinking that a few minutes ago, you stepped from being a boy into a man's shoes. Well, I'm going to see right now if you really are a man, Jeff. Because, you see, I was full well expecting something like Tony Falk. I was ready for that.
I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, you had nothing to do with it. I'm sure Tony Falk just came out here because he don't care for Jerry Lawler, right? Okay, sure. Well, I was ready for Tony Falk or anybody. I was expecting something like that. But what I wasn't ready for, Jeff, was your pal Frank Morrell pulling the old Fred Sanford. Oh, Elizabeth, this is the big one! Huh? I wasn't ready for that, Jeff.
Jerry, please, let's not bring that up. That's somebody's health. Now, hey, I know as well as anyone, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, Jerry. My back was out, and I was down and out. Now, Frank's having some trouble this morning.
Let me just say this.
Look.
Now, let's forget about Frank Morrell then. Let's just say this. When you were out with your back injury and you didn't have your health for a little while, you're right, they stripped you of that title, Jeff. And I won the tournament to become the new champion.
Under 30 days, right, Lance?
Okay.
Is that legal?
Hey, it don't matter.
Yes, it was
you
legal.
You weren't able to return before 30 days anyway. It was after 30 days when you were able to get back in the ring. But all that aside, I didn't wait, Jeff, for you to come begging for a title shot. I went to Randy Hales, Eddie Marlin, the whole championship committee, and I said, hey, let's give Jeff Jarrett the first title shot. Did I or did I not?
Exactly. You were a fighting champion. You were.
I want to see now if you're the man that you claim to have just become. How about you giving me the first title shot? Not this week, but right here today. We still got time on this show. Come on, let's do it right now. Come on.
Jerry Lawler, I understand you being upset. I understand you wanting a title match. And yes, I will give you a title shot. No, wait, no, you know what? No. I just remembered something, Jerry. When I became the champion, when I became the new top dog, I have to accept all championship responsibilities. And Brian Christopher has got the first shot. Is that right, Lance?
He does. As a matter of fact, it was scheduled.
I would love to get, and you will get your shot. I'm not, who knows, I might not even make you wait 30 days.
I can assure you Brian Christopher won't mind stepping aside for a couple of days or for just a couple of minutes. We'll do it right here. He'll still get the first shot.
We just can't break the rules just because you want a shot, Jerry.
Well, speaking of too sexy, here's Brian Christopher.
Hold on. Did you say that I wouldn't mind stepping aside for a few days? Huh? Oh, no. You're sadly mistaken because I've been waiting for this right here for a long time. I've been waiting to get my hands on that belt, and I am not stepping aside for you, anybody. I want that shot right now. You two out here talking about who the top dog is. Well, you're just a couple of puppies. I'm the pit bull around here that I've waited long enough. And now I get my hands on this bleach blonde sissy boy over here.
You mean after you saw what took place out here with that bum, Tony Falk coming out, who you're fixing to have to wrestle, you saw what took place with him, and then you see Frank Morrell, he's having the big one, and you think I don't deserve
Now that is enough of leave Frank out.
Whoa, Tony.
You wait up, Jerry Lawler. You let me tell you something. I'm tired of you dragging my name through the mud. Wait up. Let me tell you something. This man right here, he's the only man that ever helped me right here in this USWA. All you did is you held me down. You even got me fired from this place and laughed about it. Yes, I'm going to tell everybody, every one of these stinking rednecks, you got me fired and you laughed about it. Well, you're not the big cheese anymore. We got a new top dog in town right here.
Tony Falk, you take care of your own problems a little later.
Match over here. Hey, Tony Falk, let me tell you something. You and I got a little unfinished business too, pal.
Oh, Lawler grabs Falk, throws him right in the middle of the ring. As on the outside, Brian Christopher grabs Jeff Jarrett, pulls him out, while Lawler pounds Falk with that right hand. And once again, Jeff starts in, and Brian Christopher grabs a hold of his legs and pulls him out. We may have a match right down here, and there goes Tony Falk.
As he was trying to get in to help Tony Falk, Lawler and Jarrett still yelling to each other. Brian Christopher watching everything.
But a little bit earlier than that, you heard Brian Christopher say, "Me step aside, forget that." Brian Christopher whips his jacket off. He's telling Jarrett, I think, "Hey, we don't have to wait. We can do it right here." So the situation really up in arms now, as Jerry Lawler just got rid of Tony Falk for the moment.
I ain't got rid of Tony Falk yet. I ain't through with Tony Falk, and I sure ain't through with Jeff Jarrett. And you're telling me you ain't stepping aside?
I'm not stepping aside, Lawler. I saw what happened, and I am sorry that you lost the belt, but there's no way I've let this opportunity go by. I can't do it, not for you, not for anybody. Jeff Jarrett, I'm the man that's going to beat you and become the new unified world heavyweight championship. Lawler, just be thankful that I don't have to beat you to take that belt.
Whoa. Brian Christopher, as usual, with not much modesty, and you know, I'm not really, well, I can understand your point, Jerry.
Let me just say this. I'm not through with Tony Falk. I got some plans in mind for him. And just whoever does win between Jeff Jarrett and Brian Christopher, you're going to have to face the king immediately afterwards, so be ready for it.
I do believe we are going to have one irate challenger standing in the wings after that Brian Christopher challenge of Jeff Jarrett holding that new title, and that's going to be something to see also. Okay, let's go to Corey Macklin. Corey.
One fall, a 10-minute time limit for our next bout here on USWA Championship Wrestling. Wrestling out of Dallas, Texas. Coming in at a weight of 242 pounds, Tony Falk. On the other side, 225 pounds, wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee. Stepping into the ring now, too sexy, Brian Christopher. Now down brutal. Referee, we're underway, guys.
Tony Falk jumping Brian Christopher back in the corner. I don't envy Tony Falk here today. Now he's upset Brian Christopher. He's already got Lawler mad at him. Big right hand by too sexy Brian Christopher as he nails Tony Falk.
Lawler is still steamed about Tony Falk and what he pulled out here. And Brian, uh-oh, here comes Jeff Jarrett out. As Jeff heading over this way with Falk in the ring and Christopher taking.
Listen, you came out and interrupted my interview, so did Lawler. I'm telling you.
Well, Tony Falk rolls Brian Christopher up for a 2 count.
Now, let me tell you something. Brian Christopher thinks he is Mr. Too Sexy. He thinks that he's arrived. He's waited for this title shot. Well, I guarantee you one thing, Lance. Brian, you ain't in my league, boy. You are not even in my league. You're not in my league.
Tony Falk takes him down 1, 2, and Brian Christopher breaks it.
And he had the longest losing streak in the history of the USWA. You can't even beat Tony Falk. You can't beat Tony Falk, much less beat Double J, the unified champion, I'm telling you. But as I was saying, Lance, Lawler's upset this morning. I would love to give him a title shot, but I'm going to take on all champions' duties, and that means I got to wrestle Brian Christopher, correct?
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Exactly right. So that's who I'm going to wrestle. And Brian, yeah, as we're watching right now, he can't even handle Tony Falk. Tony Falk has been off for over 6 or 7 months. He's a little out of shape, but Brian Christopher, supposedly a top contender, he can't even beat Tony Falk.
Well, he's having some problems right now as Falk goes to his tight, pulls a chain out.
That ain't right. I agree. That ain't right.
He nailed Christopher with it and put him on his back.
Cover him, Tony. Prove to everyone that he is not a title contender. See, that's his mistake. Tony is not the best technician. He should have covered him as soon as he hit him.
He did give him a breather in between the time he nailed him and put him down on the mat and the time that he covered him. Whips him in. Christopher slips under. There's that super kick. As Brian Christopher, and now Jeff Jarrett runs over and pulls Falk out of the ring. As Tony Falk's saying it, I think he broke my jaw.
Well, Jeff is escorting him out of here. Counts at 10, and that's it. Tony Falk counted out as Jeff Jarrett pulled him out of there. He was going to be counted out anyway. I think Brian had him down for a count of 3. Jeff pulled him out of here and said, come on out. He said, Tony's going to have to get that jaw back in shape.
Okay, we're going to take time out. We'll be back in just a minute. We said it right at the top, a sparkling 1001, and it's been that for sure.
Oh,
Dave.
it has indeed, and we've got big action coming up Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. 7:30 is when it all starts. And I must tell you, it's now going to be not 6 matches, as we told you earlier, but 7. There's an added match. We'll fill you in just a moment. Headbangers will be going against Jesse James Armstrong and Shaw Williams in the opener.
USWA ladies title match when the new champion Samantha will be defending against Miss Texas with Bill Dundee banned from ringside.
And the USWA tag belts will be on the line. The Cyberpunks against Tommy Wildfire Rich and Dangerous Doug Gilbert.
Moondog rules will prevail in a grudge match that has men on the mission. Mo and Mabel going against the Moondogs, Spot and Rover.
It'll be a return match with superstar Bill Dundee going against Cyberpunk Fire, a first blood match. Whoever draws first blood wins the match.
We have been, had the confirmation to us that there has been an added match in there, and Jerry the King Lawler wants Falk right there in the ring at the Coliseum Monday night. So add that one to the card. It'll be Jerry Lawler against Tony Falk.
And then, of course, the main event still on. The Unified World title will be at stake, except we now know it will be Double J Jeff Jarrett, the Unified Champion, who will be defending against challenger Brian Christopher, who said, even though Lawler asked, he would not step aside. The Unified title on the line Monday night, Christopher against Jarrett.
All of it happening starting at 7:30 Mid-South Coliseum. 7 big matches, going to be a dandy. We hope maybe you'll make it a point to get your tickets now. We'll take time out. Be back. We've got more on USWA today. Okay, our time running down here on what has been a most exciting day. In case you just joined us, we had a little earlier in the program, we had a new Unified World Heavyweight Champion crowned. And coming out now, the big man of Men on the Mission, King Mabel, along with Reggie B. Fine.
Shut up, Lance Russell. Shut up. All right? I got almost 100 stitches in my hand from Brian Christopher. The Moondogs want to challenge Men on the Mission. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Moondogs. Men on the Mission is the most popular and the largest tag team in all the world today. And you, Moondogs, will find out soon enough why. You're going out here, Moondogs. Men on the Mission is taking over. I already have the USWA Championship. And Jeff Jarrett, congratulations. But you're going to have to face the real king one day, punk, and you will go down. Now, on to the business at hand. Reggie B. Fine, I want to tell you right now, brother, I've been proud of you ever since I took you under my wing. You've been doing a real good job. And now, I've come today dressed up and everything. I want to present you with a crown and a cape. That's right. That's right. You people will respect this because he is now officially down with men on a mission. Here's your crown, Reggie B. Fine. And here's your royal cape. And Lance Russell, I want you to understand one thing. This man is no longer Reggie B. Fine.
He is what?
He is no longer Reggie B. Fine, and if I ever hear you call him that again, I'm going to come out here personally and punch you in the mouth. This man's name, officially, from this point on, is Sir Fine. You stupid people understand that? Sir Fine. He's going straight to the top because he's down with men on a mission. And oh, he looks so good. What you think about that, Lance?
Well, Sir Fine it is. We got to get out of here. We got to take time out, and we'll take it out right now as we see Mabel Brickhouse and Sir Fine. Be back in a moment. Well, it has been indeed what we said, a spectacular 1001 show.
We've had 2 championship matches today. We have a TV champion, the successful defense by Jesse James Armstrong as he was going against Doug Gilbert. Tommy Wildfire Rich interfered. And then a new unified world title holder as Jeff Jarrett got the victory today over the King, Jerry Lawler, with a little suspicious action involving the referee there. But anyway, big matches coming up Monday night at the Coliseum.
Monday night, we now have 7 matches, and they are going to be some dandies starting at 7:30. I hope you'll make it a point to be out there. I'll guarantee you, if you don't do anything else, you be sure and get out there for that final event. We've got the first blood match, which will be going with superstar Bill Dundee against Cyberpunk Fire, an added grudge match when Tony Falk and Jerry the King Lawler will be at it. And then the main event, which now we know will be with the new champion, Double J Jeff Jarrett, defending against Too Sexy Brian Christopher. Goodness, that is going to be a battle.
It should be. Brian Christopher is just itching to get in the ring there as Lawler asked him to step aside for a few days. He said, nope, been waiting for this a long time. I'm the pit bull. You guys talking about being top dog. He is going after Jeff Jarrett, Double J, the new unified champion. That'll be Monday night.
Spectacular time for you to make your decision. Bring it on out there to the Coliseum at 7:30. We will be looking for you next week with more action here on USWA Championship Wrestling. So for Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, mainly the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.